morning, everybody. Good morning, Sunday morning. Good morning, everyone. Sunday. It's muggy again. It's very, very hot and muggy and close, and you just sweat. I'm sweating all day, morning till night. It's so hot. So good morning, Sunday. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. In 2000, 1 in 4 households in the UK were using the internet, although very, very slowly, via phone connections. These days, 98% of UK households regularly use the internet. We'd all be lost without it, especially me.
Alexa, what's the time?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 7:54 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Sunday, the 4th of August.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Currently, in Rochester it's 14 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect cloudy skies, with a high of 22 degrees and a low of 13 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Did you hear about the baker who got rich? She used a loaf and made a lot of dough.
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include 44th President of the United States Barack Obama, American former actress and wife of Prince Harry Meghan Markle, American actor Dylan Sprouse, American actor Cole Sprouse, and American actor, filmmaker, singer, songwriter, and musician Billy Bob Thornton.
Alexa, how old is Barack Obama?
Barack Obama is 62. He was born on the 4th of August 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So he was born in the same year as Princess Diana. Alexa, how old is Meghan Markle?
Meghan Markle is 43 years old.
So Meghan Markle is 43. So it's Meghan Markle's birthday today. So Sunday. I don't do a lot on the Sunday. I've got to go and get some things though, because I am now running out of bits and pieces. So I can't just stay indoors with nothing. I have got to get some bits and pieces today. So if we go outside, it's very, very close and hot inside this flat. There is a bit of it's cooler outside than it is inside. You can always hear the birds here. There's loads of birds. I've just watered my plants, that's why there's wet. So I've just watered the plants. It's just hot. You see that the sun's going to come out as well. The sun's going to come out again, and it is terrifically hot, so it makes you get up early. Because you're just sticky with sweat. It's hard to sleep. And I sympathise with animals and children, because obviously animals have got thick fur, haven't they? They've got thick fur, and kids get all uncomfortable. And it's hard for parents to entertain kids in this hot weather as well. So we all get a bit like fractious, and that's how arguments break out. It's uncomfortable heat. It's uncomfortable. It's not. I mean, I'm not one for sunbathing, to be fair. I'm not. And the heat dries out everything, so my hair actually feels like straw. It's all dried out and it feels like straw. It's my hair just feels, I can't do anything with it at the moment. I'm just making myself a cup of coffee on this lovely Sunday morning. I heard there was more riots yesterday. The people are angry. The people are angry, and to be honest, and to be fair, I know everybody is angry about what's happening. Those children should not have happened. And the government have got to look at taking, responsibility. They are letting people into this country, they are, and some of these people are being, nasty and wicked to people that have lived in this country for a long, long time. And there are people in this country that haven't got homes. They're finding it hard to feed their families, and the government are putting foreigners into hotels and they're housing them, and it doesn't feel like the government's looking after its own British people. And I can understand why these riots are breaking out, and it's to me it's the government's responsibility. They should have seen this coming. And the mess that Rishi Sunak made is obviously been turned over to Keir Starmer. And then you've got to realise what happened before Rishi Sunak. I mean, COVID. It seems to be stemming from around that point. When people lost faith in the government, when Boris Johnson, we found out that he was having parties while we were obeying government's rules about COVID, which was disgusting, wasn't it? So it's led up. It's led up to this. The people's got no faith in the government at all. And now Keir Starmer's taken over. He's got to deal with it, hasn't he? He's got to deal with it. Remember, he's just newly become Prime Minister. So, I just don't like people setting fire to things and being violent. But I can understand why, but I don't see the need to be violent. But several people think there's going to be a war. I hope not. I really hope not. So the police are being accused of, fueling the fire, making it worse. I mean, what I saw the other night, police grabbing people because they stepped off the pavement. They're making the public angry. The police are making the public angry, aren't they? Because, I mean, they're stood on the pavement, and then a police officer comes along and grabs somebody for stepping off the pavement. Arresting people for just stepping off the pavement, I mean, absolutely ridiculous, really. So people are up early on a Sunday because it is really, really hot. So when normally people would be like lying in on a Sunday, people are up because it's really, really hot. Last night was particularly terrible for me, and it's not kids' fault. I've said that. It's not kids' fault, is it? So the kids upstairs were banging on the ceiling, banging. So I've got my living room underneath them. I've got my bedroom underneath them and my bathroom. And when I can't get out of this sweat box and there's kids like stomping on the ceiling, it's fucking horrible. But I'm not complaining because I understand that kids that have been stuck indoors all day and haven't gone anywhere are like, you know, caged animals, and they're just, you know, banging and creating because they haven't been out anywhere and they've been stuck indoors, so they get cross and angry. Because I would. I mean, I was stuck in here most of the day yesterday, but I was able to take my dog out for a walk and get some fresh air. Although it didn't feel very much cooler, I got out twice. So there you go. Just getting up. You know, I've got lots of hair. It's thick, and all my neck is sweating. The back of my head. I'm just going to see what's on the radio. Alexa, LBC radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
DSD now. Now, like many other people, I have to say that I was uncomfortable watching the Algerian Imane Khelif batter the Italian Angelo Carini on Thursday. I'm equally uncomfortable with what I've been reading about the sex testing that goes on in sport. I know. I suppose it's critical. I know it's critical to prevent cheating and hormone misuse, but it does sound dehumanising. But I digress. So what do we know about DSD? Well, the NHS describes DSD as a group of rare conditions involving genes, hormones and reproductive organs, including genitals, which means a person's sex development is different to most other people's. Individuals can have either have sex chromosomes generally linked with being female, which is the 2X chromosomes, or male, which is typically XY chromosomes, and yet have reproductive organs and genitals that may look different. So, according to the NHS, a person may have a womb, but may also have testicles inside their body, and sometimes the testicles might not work properly, or some people with a very rare type of DSD might have both ovarian and testicular tissue, sometimes one ovary, one testis. Their genitals may appear female or male, or could look different from either. The first thing I think we have to make very clear is this is not a trans issue, okay? Imane Khelif was born a woman, she is female. And this is despite many of the same voices, of course, linked to the trans debate. That particular hot potato has been spouting off on this as well. This is a sex issue. As I said, it affects a tiny proportion of people. I think it's 0.04%. Khelif's father, I don't know if you've seen the interview, very emotional, very moving, talking about his daughter. Has always been his daughter. It's female on her birth certificate and such like, but she has DSD. Now, I've tried my best to be as impartial as possible on this subject, and I've spoken to boxers, I've read up on DSD, and yet when it comes to sort of questions of fairness in the boxing ring, and I think ultimately that is what we're talking about, fairness, I have no idea if it's fair or not to include those with DSD in female boxing or any other sport where the perceived male aspects of an individual's sexual makeup could give a possible advantage. Those with DSD might be genetically one sex or other, but are physically perhaps something else, something neither one thing nor the other. I don't know how best to put it. All I'm trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, really is avoid causing offence, because that won't help any of us today. It does strike me, and this is where I confuse myself. It strikes me that many great athletes, the very greatest, must have a genetic edge on their opponents. It can't all be just down to training and hard work. So if it's unfair for a female to fight a female with DSD, is it fair for a boxer like Vladimir Klitschko, who might tower over his opponent back in the day, a giant of a man, like Tyson Fury, who got beaten, didn't he, by a man about half a foot shorter than him? But Klitschko, if you tower over someone, both in terms of height and reach, someone smaller, those are genetic traits, so that's a genetic advantage. Is that fair? Now, I think the International Olympic Committee has been really robust in its defence of the two female boxers with DSD in the competition. The other is Taiwan's double world champion Lin Yu Ting. And they've slated the media, the IOC, for the personal nature of the attacks on those ladies and pointing the finger as well at the IBA, who stripped Khalif and Lin of their medals, gold and bronze respectively, hours after they won them in a championship, I think, last year, citing eligibility criteria. We believe athletes were blocked we're not exactly clear, to be fair, because the IBA won't say what testing took place. What we know now is that Khalif yesterday faced the Hungarian Anna Hamori, a fight that ended in victory for the Algerian. I think she's now guaranteed a medal. Was that fight any fairer? Are our feelings about Khalif perhaps affected by the emotional reaction of her Italian opponent the other day, who complained she'd never been hit so hard? I don't know, I mean, I'm no expert, but it struck me that it's possible, isn't it, that the Italian competitor just wasn't very good as a boxer. I mean, I've not seen anybody, consider that option, but maybe that is the score. I do know that the Italian has since apologised for her behaviour and says that if she had a Italian friend, she would have hugged Kelly and shaken hands rather than just avoiding her. So, in conclusion, I suppose I'm asking you, dear listener, if the situation in Paris is fair or far from it, can it be fixed? I think that's the critical question. Or is the only solution, perhaps, to set up a separate international class for those with DSD and let them compete against each other? And I'm indebted to one of my colleagues, Catherine, today, who told me that in the sport of international powerlifting, certainly in the United States of America's powerlifting body, they have done just this. They have created a third class of competitor, so you have male, female, and a mixed division for athletes of all gender and presumed sexual identities. Is that the answer? I told you it's complicated and nuanced, and at the end of my introduction, I'm more confused than I was when I started. Maybe you can help me see the light for the trees. 034 606 0973 is their number. Now, Maha is a North African sports journalist based in Algeria, currently in Lyon, and joins me first. Good morning, Maha.